Hey everybody, it's me, Dee Dee. I haven't been on here in quite a while. I think it's been a week or so, probably. Anyway, I just realized my sleeve is wrong. It's one of these weird sleeves where they have the straps and then the other sleeve thing hangs down. It's pretty cool. I like these shirts. They're pretty fancy schmancy. Anyway, I just got done watching the Truth About Weight Loss with Chef AJ. And a guy named Dylan Holmes was talking, and he gave some really awesome recipes. So that took me a while to get through that whole video before I could come on here and chat with y'all. But here I am. For what it's worth to you or not worth, it doesn't matter to me. I'm here because I felt like coming on here and chatting with you. Anyhow, work is getting a little bit I don't know if I'm ready to say easier, but I'm starting to catch on. We'll just say that I'm starting to get used to more of the protocol, and it's becoming a little bit more familiar to me. I almost said second nature, but I don't think I've been there long enough for it to be second nature. Plus, I missed Monday because I was not doing well physically and had been in the ER the night before. Or was that night? I don't know. Well, whatever. I missed a day of work, so but that was not a big deal. That was one day. I was able to kind of pick up where I left off then after that. Anyhow, so I wanted to respond to a big long comment on my channel. Let me go and find it here, but I don't want my voice to play twice because that will be really annoying for everybody, including myself. Let me go and get to the comment section. I will read you the comment and I will respond. And if you're here and you want to chat with me, feel free. Okay, where is it? Okay, Melvis, wherever you are. And I really have a feeling you might be from the enemy camp, but I might be wrong, so I'm not going to say for sure. I'm going to read your comment. I'm going to read what I responded and kind of expound on it a bit in case you actually do watch my channel, which you might. Or you might just read my comments and respond. I'm not sure. Okay. And you said, Melvis, so it sounds like the high fat set it off, meaning my attack, if you will. My what some people think is a gallbladder attack, but actually my gallbladder is just fine. So it was not my gallbladder. You may have gallbladder issues. That's what it sounds like anyway. Why are you doing low carb, high fat? Because I was trying to do carb cycling. And I had read that I could do that on a whole food plant based diet. So I thought, oh, I'll try that. Maybe my weight loss will be faster. Yeah. Starting to realize that there is no speeding up weight loss. It happens when it happens, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it. So there is that. Okay, why are you doing low carb, high fat? Have you gained weight eating plant based? I have not gained weight eating plant based at all. On the contrary, I'm pretty sure I've dropped weight eating plant based. Although I don't have proof of that, so don't hold me to that. If so, use portion control. I am. Thanks for your help on that, which I already figured out on my own. Most adult older females do not require 3 meals. Oh, it says do not require 3 meals and snacks unless you're a jogger or a diabetic. I read that wrong. I apologize, Melvis. I thought you said most adult females do require. No, I don't require 3 meals and snacks. I don't eat 3 meals and snacks. I literally have one large meal at lunchtime at work, and that consists of whole food plant based foods like rice or potatoes or whole grain pasta, rarely, quinoa, millet, which I'm not a big fan of millet, I decided, um, vegetables, fruit, that sort of thing. And then if I want a snack, I will bring 2 graham cracker sheets, like the 2 rectangles. I usually only eat one, but if I'm super hungry or I just kind of want a something, I'll have the other one because I know exactly, what that nutrition involves, which they're not super nutritious, but I know how many calories, carbs, and all that are in it. I sometimes don't eat any graham crackers. It just depends. They're like my thing. But you know what? Give me a pat on the back. I'll give myself one because I used to eat chocolate covered graham crackers and I finally got it down to honey grams. So we're getting somewhere. All right. I am not diabetic. So he said you don't need 3 meals and snacks unless you're jogger or diabetic. Okay. Personally, I do not agree that diabetics should be eating that much food either, nor should they be eating snacks if you're talking about refined garbage like cookies, cake. Oh, well, you can have this as long as it fits in your carbs. No, baloney. I have a diabetic husband. He ate the way the doctors told him to eat, which is what you just said. 3 meals and snacks. No, you don't need 3 meals and snacks if you're diabetic. Nope. Sorry. I disagree. Or if you're a jogger, well, if you're a jogger, maybe more like a runner, maybe a weightlifter, maybe like a heavy weightlifter, you could do that. And preferably whole food plant based. And most athletes that are whole food plant based will tell you that that's sufficient. You don't need to eat animals to be muscular or whatever. Okay, even then you could eat smaller servings more frequently. Yeah, I did the whole smaller servings more frequently thing. My mother could tell you about the small servings more frequently thing that I did. I don't need to be eating more frequently. I do just fine with grabbing a tiny container of oatmeal. I mean, tiny, like a half a cup, little glass ramekin. That's what they're called. Like, not even a ramekin. It's smaller than that because it's like shaped like this, and the sides go in, and then the bottom is flat. Um, my little bowls you've seen me eat out of. Sometimes I take pictures of them. They're little, tiny little things. And I'll put oatmeal in that, not even fill it all the way to the top. Some oat milk, a little bit of maple syrup, which a lot of us whole food plant based people eat maple syrup. That's very common because that's usually our sweetener. Although I might start switching that out and eating dates instead for my sweetener because those are probably even healthier than the maple syrup. Anyway, I put that in there. And after that, I might put some fruit with it. Today I did cherries and I did use a little bit of chocolate chips. Now, usually I do dark chocolate, but these were milk chocolate chips. They were the little chunks. I put like 4 tiny little chunks in with my oatmeal. And that was it. That was my breakfast. Oh, wait, no, I did have a bean burger. I apologize. I did have a black bean burger. Ouch. Maverick, stop scratching me. What is your deal? Come here. Come here. Come on up. Since you're just so desperate to be up here with mommy. Come on up. What do you got in your fur, dude? Ow. Watch your claws. Okay. Anyway, so I ate that with the black bean burger and went on my merry way to work. Then at work, I took this glass, it's like a glass bowl, and it had corn and rice and green beans and peas. And that bowl I only ate half of. In fact, there's still more of it. Because what I've been doing is portion control, meaning a different way though. Not portioning it out, but I'm kind of weird. I like to see big amounts, even if I'm not going to eat the big amounts. So I listen to my body. You feel full yet? And yes, I usually do feel full after half that plate is gone and half the bowl is gone. So what I'll do is I'll have another bowl there and I'll put everything in that bowl. That's automatic portion control. That automatically shrunk that amount that I put in those things. And that seems to work fine for me. So yay me. It took me a while to figure that out though. Because you mentioned that you've seen my portions and they seem quite large. Yes, on purpose. In the whole food plant based communities, we are taught to have a big plate and take half of it and fill it with vegetables, and the other half you put your salad, usually, or you can have a soup, or you can do a soup and salad, it doesn't matter. And then in a smaller plate, you put your starch. So a cup of rice or a cup of quinoa, sometimes half a cup. I usually do a cup because I'm only going to eat half of it. So again, portion control. So you're absolutely right about the portion control, Melvis. Yes, exactly. That was the ticket for me. Um, However, one thing I will reiterate, which I have said before, When you start anything new, and we'll go with the diet idea or the eating plan idea or lifestyle plan, you often default to the extreme before you rock back over to the equilibrium balance thing. So I had to eat like this and realize, oh my gosh. Now remember, it's whole food plant based. There is no dead animals being put in my mouth. There's no cow mucus put in my mouth. None of that stuff. No oil. None of that. Um, but the amount was large at first. You're right. And I did eat that large amount at first. And then I started exercising and whatever. And I think what happened was my stomach shrunk. And then I started feeling full very quickly on a lot less food. That's where I'm at now. So even though I fill that plate still, half vegetables, half salad, I don't usually eat that much. I eat maybe a quarter of that. So like a half of each of those things. Because I start with my soup or my salad or maybe both. That fills me up. By the time I do that, then I go to my vegetable. When I've filled up on all that, all the starch, not starch, all the fiber that I want from the vegetables, my belly's full. Hey, spoof. Um, yes, cow mucus. It's in your milk, it's in your cheese, it's in sour cream, it's in cream cheese, it's in cheddar cheese. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I don't eat that anymore. So anywho, so you're filled up on that basically. You're filled up on your vegetables and your salad and or soup. So what I do is I'll look at the vegetable and I'll say, "Oh man, that really looks good and I love the taste of them, but I can't eat another bite of that." So I will take a quarter of those vegetables, plop them in my little glass bowl, my extra bowl. Then the salad, I probably will eat all my salad, but that's mostly water, so it really doesn't matter. And you need the vitamins from the romaine, the dark lettuce, dark leafy greens, whatever. And then I will go finally, lastly, to my starch. And by that time, I only want half of whatever is on that small plate. So about a quarter of a half a cup if I have a half a cup, or maybe a half a cup completely if it's a whole cup. Whatever it is, it's in half. And I just plop the rest of that rice right into that extra bowl. Bam. Fruit to me doesn't really matter that much because I don't eat tons of fruit, but I do eat a little bit of fruit. Like I said, I had cherries in my oatmeal. Now for work, I brought half of a grapefruit and about 10 grapes. I did not eat the grapes at work. I ate them when I came home and I started feeling a little twinge of, ooh, I want something. And I didn't go for the chocolate covered graham crackers that are in the cabinet. I went for the grapes. So I ate all my grapes. I ate all my grapefruit. No problem. It's fruit. It's not going to do that much damage. Tonight for dinner, I had soup, vegetable soup. Yes, there were some potatoes in it. I didn't eat many of those, but it doesn't matter because that's part of whole food plant based. You can eat the potatoes. It's not the potatoes, it's what you pile on them that causes the weight gain. Honestly, like the sour cream, the butter. I don't eat butter anymore either. Again, the cow thing. Anyhow, or the oil thing in that case, too. So, Melvis, I hope that answered your question. I tried to answer you as best as I could. Of course, I did leave you a comment written on or typed on my page, so you can go in and peruse it, if you will. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the answer to your questions on there. If you have any other questions, let me know. Other than that, I just have been very busy with work. Oh, the doctor thing. Talked to my doctor today. She was very impressed with all of how my organs are functioning. She didn't seem overly concerned about anything, to be honest with you. She did say, "Oh yeah, maybe you have a little bit of a hiatal hernia. That's just a minor surgery." Surgery is not minor to me. I don't like surgery. I don't like being put out or under or whatever you want to call it. But she seemed to make like very light of it. And she asked me if I was taking the protonics for the acid and stuff. I don't have reflux at all. My problem is it just always feels like my diaphragm is very sore, and I'll get like contractions of my diaphragm that are very intense and painful. So she told me, well, you can use the Protonics. It'll coat everything down there. It'll coat your esophagus. It'll coat your stomach. It'll help. I said, well, I'm not ready to go all that strong with the meds. Like the Protonics has a lot of side effects. She goes, okay, that's fine. I understand. You can use Prilosec over the counter. Try that first. So I went. I got some Prilosec today. Actually, Matthew bought it for me. Um, with my money, but he got me some. Oh, okay, Spoof. Thanks for telling me. Well, here they do, apparently. They do a minor surgery because it would just need like a couple of stitches or whatever she said to pop the stomach back down, if that's what I have. Now, we don't know for sure if I have that. So, hence my next part of the conversation. The doctor is referring me to a gastroenterologist, tummy specialist type person, and he will not only look at that, yeah, he will not only, well, Illinois is a lot different than other places, trust me. They rush into things sometimes, and sometimes they drag behind other people with things. Maverick, don't even think about it. Leave him alone. You don't need to mess with your brother. Leave him be. These two are at it all the time. Maverick needs a calming collar, I'm pretty sure. You're not going to stalk him and you're not going to attack him, sir. No, you're not jumping on him. I know what you're up to. You're not doing it. You're not doing it, sir. Leave him alone. Anyway, so gastroenterologist for that and also the fatty liver disease. And I said to her, well, I've been eating whole food plant based since November. She said, yeah, and it's possible some of that fat that you had on there from the keto diet is probably gone. There's probably just a little bit left or whatever. I said, well, do you have any way to know? She said, no, I don't. That was done through radiology, and they're the only ones that have those records. I said, so you're telling me that you can't really tell me how much fat I have around my liver? She goes, no, and it really doesn't matter unless it starts attacking your liver because they're not going to do anything for it anyway. I said, what if I get yes, it did. What if I get my, what do you call it, records, my x-ray and everything? Could I have it interpreted? She said they don't do it that way. The radiologist already interpreted it. So if they saw fatty liver, then that is probably whatever was left over that didn't leave, because I've only been whole food plant based since November, so that's not that long. It takes a while in this lifestyle to reverse the damage that other things have done. um so she said there's nothing she could do about it, and she doesn't even have access to that information. And if she did, she couldn't interpret it because that's all the radiology thing that they do. I said, but they won't tell you? She said, no, they won't. Okay. I said, that kind of concerns me because I'd like to know what's going on with my liver. I want to know if it's getting better or if the damage is worse. She goes, yeah, well, I wouldn't worry about it because they're not going to do anything until it gets really bad and you start having major problems. And if you just keep eating the way you are, chances are that's not going to happen. I said, well, I want to reverse it. She goes, well, just keep doing what you're doing. She said, all your other organs look great. She said, I was very impressed with, everything else on here. So that was good. They really push that diet. Oh, the keto diet? Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's very pushed. And the thing is, keto does work. It does. You will lose weight. Um, However, it's not sustainable in the sense that first of all, it's not healthy. It's really not healthy. And it's not sustainable in the sense that many people end up going off of it because they like the carbs and you crave carbs because sugar is one of your first, like natural sugar through carbohydrates, is one of your body's first uses of, what am I trying to say? Glucose is the body's first preferred measure of nutrition or whatever in the body. So you need the glucose, natural glucose, not artificial refined garbage like candy and cake and all that. But potatoes, yes, rice, all that stuff. That's why people years ago in China, um, the rice was their main staple item. And when they were eating rice before they came here and decided, hey, thank you, Queen Bee. Yes, the source of energy. Glucose is your body's first source of energy. I appreciate you, Queen Bee. I couldn't get it out of my mouth or my head. Um, or from my head to my through my mouth. When they ate rice years ago, before they came here and learned about McDonald's and all this crazy stuff that we do, KFC and Burger King and all that stuff, they had rice and maybe a little bit of noodles and lots of vegetables, like Chinese vegetables and stuff. And they were super healthy and they were living a long, long time. Now, their obesity rate has gone up, their health has declined because they got all that fast food junk over there. So yeah, there is that. Sadly. And I'm not here to debate anybody. I know people come in and argue, well, I eat animals and blah, blah. You know what? That's fine with you. I feel sorry for you if you end up with the health conditions that come from doing that. I'm not going to. I don't miss it. I feel happy that I'm one less person destroying animals' lives. So, and the climate and everything else that goes along with how we raise things and try to push things to the point where we're trying to basically make more of everything faster and bigger and better, and people's lives are suffering because of it. So I'm thankful I'm not going to be one of those people. Physiological. Oh, my husband is doing just fine, and the kitties are doing well. And should I remember you, Queen Bee? Did you have that name before? I'm not really sure. I can't remember. There's so much that has gone on since when I first came on here years ago. Most of it not good stuff. But it's good to see you again if you knew me back then, under this name or any other name that you might have had or I had. Um anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the rice thing and whatever. So yeah, keto is, I mean, do keto if you want to. I'm not going to push it. I'm definitely not going to tell you that I would ever do it again. I never had fatty liver disease before doing keto, ever. And keto is very high fat. You're talking about oil or coconut oil or butter in your coffee. I'm not saying it wasn't delicious. That is the best coffee I've ever had. Um, I did that every morning, oil or butter, sometimes oil and butter in my coffee, anything to boost that fat level. Fat from animal products, of course, milk, of course, the whole milk, not skim milk, whole milk, very fatty butter, oils, all of it. And oh, yeah, I was on Atkins too. Yep. You're an OG, just haven't been on around for a while. An OG? I'm not sure what OG means, but welcome back anyway. Um, and yes, that's the biggest thing. I'm very angry about the whole fatty liver disease thing because fatty liver ultimately can kill you. You can end up with cancer from that if it goes deep enough into your liver. Old school. Okay. Gotcha. Um, yeah, work keeps me busy too. I'm happy to say it keeps me out of trouble. I'm working like 6.5 hours every day now. So I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not on here all the time or on any social media all the time, actually. Anyhow, so I'm angry about that fatty liver disease that I did not have before keto, but it's clear why I got it from keto. And I was really excited because I was starting to see weight loss, and my daughter lost 70 pounds and ended up putting it all back on and then some. Now my daughter is using something called ribelsis. Is that what it's called? Yeah, something like that. And she's losing weight, but I heard something recently, and I don't know if this applies to ribelsis or not. and that's a pill that her doctor gave her for other things. But it's also the side effect is weight loss, I guess. They're starting to use it for weight loss. Semaglutide is the other name for it. Semaglutide. I was listening to my whole food plant based webinar, and there was I guess he was a doctor talking about these weight loss pills and stuff that they're giving people and how many of them, I don't know which ones he didn't mention, they will actually take fat out of your cheeks, these weight loss pills, so that your cheeks get like this, sunken in, and your face looks really thin. But you can't stay on the weight loss pills long term. So when you go off the long term weight or when you go off the weight loss pills that you thought you could stay on long term, but you can't, then all that fat poofs your cheeks back out again, even more so, and you gain all the fat back and probably some health problems to go with it. So I'm hoping and praying this is not the case with my daughter, because I do happen to know that semaglutide, the medicine she's on, she cannot stay on forever either. I also thought about weight loss surgery. I was like, I've been at this a long time. Why don't I just, bite the bullet, get my stomach chopped in half and sewn up like they do with the Roux-en-Y and the bariatric surgery. Now I have learned that a lot of people have gained weight back after having that surgery. Now, as I told you, I don't like surgery. So if I'm going to go through that agony and that fear of having to be put under for somebody to do stuff to my body like that, I don't want to gain it back after I have it removed. So that's one big deterrent of that. Okay, gotcha. I need to remove your comment, not because you said anything wrong, but there was a name in that I do not mention in my room because my channel actually got struck by that individual, and I do not want her striking my channel. Anyway, that's the only thing. You didn't say anything wrong, I promise you, other than I can't say that person's name in here. I don't want my channel getting struck again. There was no reason for them to strike it because they were a willing participant in that particular video years ago, but they just decided at one point they didn't like me anymore and didn't want me mentioning them. So, okay. Yeah, no problem. Anyway, so yeah, so the weight loss surgery, you can gain the weight back and then all the health problems that come with gaining the weight back and also whatever damage the artificially going in and dividing your stomach in half can do to you. I don't know if anybody's ever actually watched the surgery for that. I've actually watched the surgery on a video, a couple videos, both surgeries, Roux-en-Y and bariatric. And no, thank you. I don't want somebody dividing my stomach and making a little pouch and then taking the rest of my stomach and putting it on the side, just sitting there, apparently doing nothing. I don't know what that's supposed to do. I'm not really sure how that works, but I'm pretty sure it's rendered useless once it's detached from the other pouch part. And then they go in at the one surgery and attach it to your intestine like this on the side of the intestine. No, 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 no. Leave my body alone. You're not reattaching, unattaching, and doing all that. No. In fact, my foster mom had a surgery like that. Not that. She had her intestines and everything. They fused together somehow. She thought it was maybe a viral thing. Nobody really exactly knows, I don't think. So they literally had to go in, take out the organs she could use and that were still working and not damaged, and sewed her back up and threw the other ones out in the garbage, I guess. Um, yeah, exactly, Bombay Beach, exactly. And now she has all kinds of problems, all kinds of problems. So if I don't have to have that done, no, thank you. I will opt out. And exactly what Bombay Beach said. I sat and I thought about it. I'm like, okay, so the idea is to force you to eat less. So why don't I just cut my portions? Bam, there you go. I already reduced my calorie intake. I still log my calories on my Fitness Pal every day. Um, which is another thing that helps me a lot because by having to log my calories, it makes me eat less calories because I don't want to sit there and have to log everything all day. That's a pain in the butt. And I even helped myself out more by taking my Fitness Pal off my phone because then I can't just, oh, well, I'll just log in my calories, you know, real quickly. I have to actually go into I might have put it back on my phone now, but for a while I made myself actually go to Google and Google my Fitness Pal and go and have to type all that up. I'm like, well, the less I eat, the less I have to be in here typing all this in. So that helped too. Oh, wow. That's terrible, spoof. Yikes. Ooh. Yeah, another thing with the surgery, my friend Sarah, my best friend, you've heard me talk about her in past videos. That's a big reason why she passed away because she was an alcoholic. What I forgot to tell everybody or emphasize, I guess, when I was talking about her is that she had had the Roux-en-Y surgery or I think it was bariatrics she had. And there is something about those surgeries when they do them that often people start drinking that have never drank a drop in their life and they become alcoholics. I can't remember why that is. I actually did a study on it at one point. I researched it and it told me kind of what the answer was to that, but I just know it happens and then they just have a whole other addiction problem and a lot of times they can't break that addiction and it's really sad and it was heartbreaking that my friend died that way. She was always very, very thin. She never seemed to be able to eat enough. She just wanted to drink all the time. And I watched her slowly kill herself, basically, through the drinking and through making very rash, impulsive decisions and hooking up with very dangerous people. Yes, and that is the other thing. When you mess with the stomach, it messes your hormones up. And then you can't integrate the minerals and the vitamins that you need that you do eat. So, no, no, thank you. My sister in law had it done. My husband's aunt had it done. My other sister, no, not sister in law, my husband's cousin had it done. And no, mm-mm. No, thank you. I will not. I will opt to doing it the natural way. And I feel like I'm doing pretty good with that. I also heard tonight on the little webinar thing I was watching that you don't need to worry about how fast you're losing the weight. I mean, unless your health depends on it, obviously. And then they put you on a crash diet. But no, I don't have to worry about that. The idea is how are you eating? Are you eating healthfully? Um, yes, adhesions too. Yeah, definitely. And if you are eating the best you can eat, then just let your body ease into it, which is what I was trying to tell Melvis Smelvis. I had to go to the extreme and make those huge plates of food. Number one, because that's me. And when I find a good thing, I got to overdo it for a while till I can get back to that balance. Number two, I belong to a couple plant based groups on Facebook, one of which I run. And on those groups, we're supposed to make it look fancy and big and lots of food. And actually, you could eat that volume of food and still lose weight. It's vegetables, it's water and minerals and vitamins. You're fine doing that. Maybe cut back on the rice a little bit or the pasta if you're overdoing it and you find you can't lose the weight, that sort of thing. Yes. But there was a reason I was doing that. Now I don't need to do that anymore. I don't feel like I need that much food and I'm not super hungry to need to do that. So I don't do that anymore. Now, like I told you, I have that extra plate or bowl and I just plop the extra food that I'm not hungry for into that bowl and eat it at another time. So problem solved in that area. I think it's just going to be a matter of time. I feel like I'm, doing pretty well on what I'm doing and not missing anything that I gave up. Um, yeah. But like I said, I might switch out my maple syrup for date syrup or like just dates ground up for sweetener, something like that. It's not super hard for me to make substitutions, and that's really helped a lot finding those things that I can substitute. So I got 3 new recipes that I got on the webinar I was watching, and I'm going to be making those. So I have some extra food for the week. I like to batch cook and probably be working on those with my Instant Pot. Only problem with the Instant Pot, my little, as I call it, the belly button thing that pops up, the little button. I call it that because when women are pregnant, their belly button pops out, and it kind of reminds me of that. Sometimes my Instant Pot belly button does not pop up, so I have to hold the lid down and pop it back up. Well, today I tried to do that, and I could feel the pressure underneath the lid, and I was like, okay, I'm not messing with it. Thankfully, the rice was already cooked. It already had steamed in the pot. I didn't even need to really cook it. So I just pulled it out, once it cooled down. I unplugged the thing. Then I turned it off. I put stop on it, and that was it. But yeah, sometimes it gets a little scary because it is a pressure cooker and I don't want it exploding in my face. But I'm not dumb. I'm not going to twist the thing until I know that the steam is all out of it. Monk fruit is another option. Yes, that is another thing I had considered. Um, I mean, I use stevia, but honestly, I'm really trying to get away from using a lot of unnatural sweeteners. I know monk fruit is kind of more natural. It's still a powder, though. And I'm trying to stay away from processed, is what I'm trying to say. And even stevia is processed. Anything that's ground into a powder is technically processed, especially if it has other stuff added into it or it's in a bag. Yeah, then it's processed. So I try to eliminate a lot of that stuff. Any of that type of artificial sweet stuff or even natural sweet stuff, what it does is your brain is pretty smart and it thinks, oh, sweet, yum, and it raises your insulin. Now, I'm not saying stevia raises your insulin a whole lot. It does raise it a little bit. I will tell you that. I know that for a fact. But, and it's better for you than other stuff. And I do have my stevia drops a little bit. I'll squirt in like my tea or something once in a while. But for the most part, I'm really trying to be as natural eating as I possibly can without a lot of that powdered processed stuff. So yeah, even the monk fruit and stuff like that is kind of a no-go for me, except maybe for a treat or a pinch of it once in a while, possibly. So I don't buy a lot of that stuff. I pretty much rely on fruit for my sweetness if I want sweets. Really don't crave a whole lot of fruit or sweet stuff. I just enjoy my soups and my starches and stuff like that, and it seems to be going well for me. Okay, so anyway, so the next step with the doctor is going to be to get to the gastro specialist and find out what they find out. Um, I imagine my records could be sent over there and they can interpret them too and probably do some more tests of their own, hoping they don't stick anything down my throat, but chances of that are pretty high because that's what gastro specialists do. They like to numb your throat and stick cameras down it. And I'm a little bit nervous about that, so stevia isn't too bad if you use the drops and not a whole lot of them. You have to know how much to use because there is a very bitter aftertaste with stevia. Heck, there's kind of a bitter before taste to it, too. By the way, what do you guys think of Madonna and her new look? I can't really show you, but it says the swelling from surgery has gone down. How about you just leave your face alone, Madonna, and stop doing surgery and just accept what God gave you? You don't need to constantly try to look younger when you're aging. It's okay to age. Now, I'm saying that and I color my hair. But, I mean, I don't see a problem coloring your hair a natural color or even being crazy with your hair and doing it different colors. But when you make your face look like a bloated mannequin, there's an issue with that. That looks ridiculous. In fact, she kind of looks like she took steroids, then got like the moon face. Why? Prednisone, a prednisone thing. I didn't like having a moon face. But I guess whatever. Somebody said that she was trying to look like who was it? That one horror movie personality. Oh yeah, that does happen sometimes, spoof. I know. I have a bald spot on my head that always seems to stay grayish, no matter how much I color my hair. But it is what it is. I like my black hair, and I'll keep my black dark hair as long as I can and keep coloring it when I can. Yes, Billy the Puppet from the Saw movies. Exactly. Yeah. I guess if you want to emulate that, but whatever. Oh, anyhow, that's all I got, y'all. What's going on with you? What's new? I just came on to chat a little bit because I had some time, and tomorrow work's going to be quite busy. Yeah, that puppet movie or that puppet thing. Yep. I don't watch that movie, so um I don't know. That's all I got. I did learn some new recipes like I told you. One is like a Southwest blend Mexican style recipe, and the other two, one is called Dump and Go, with hash browns and corn and carrots and celery and vegetable broth and stuff like that. And the other one, he called it Wawatuli, which has fire roasted vegetables, artichoke hearts, rice, unsalted tomatoes, and a bunch of zoodles and some different seasonings. So I'm sure you do, Spoof. I've seen some of your videos. Not my type of thing, but whatever. Um, so that's all. I don't have anything else to say. That's it. That's all that's happening. That is all that's happening here. Um, I think my floors have become the cleanest I've ever seen them. I vacuum them quite often. It's kind of nice having a big space in the living room and the kitchen to walk around back and forth and not be tripping over stuff. So that's always nice. So I'm doing better with keeping up on the house. Oh yeah, I know the hyaluronic acid fillers, and I just don't get it, y'all. Who wants to have their lip injected with a big long needle, or their cheeks, or near their eyes? No. I guess you have to be pretty brave and into needles or something. I just wouldn't. I would not want stuff injected in my skin. Yeah, I don't either. Not my cup of tea. Not at all. Uh. Oh, excuse me. Hmm. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. I mean, spend all those dollars going to a therapist and learning why you don't like yourself so much that you keep changing your appearance to look worse and worse as time goes on. I think it's just fear of aging, fear that one day our time will be up on this planet. I don't know. I mean, either way, our time's going to be up one day. So whether you get injections to try to turn back time or not, you're still going to go when you go. So, yeah, I know, but they don't. That's the thing, Spoof. Most of them don't look good. To an extent when they first get it done, maybe, but as you age, I don't think your skin holds the elasticity to be doing all that to it. Yeah. And people have asked me, well, what's your skincare regimen? And I've told them for years I don't use anything on my skin. Now, I did try that wrinkle thing for a while. I stopped using it. So, see, the frown line is back. The wrinkles are back. I could always start using it again if I want to. Don't really care. Um, who knows? I might get the whim someday to go back and use it again. But the point is, my skin is like this because I don't put stuff on it. I don't even put soap on it, just the shampoo from my hair. I'm very allergic to a lot of soap and stuff, so I can't use all that stuff on my skin. But no, I guess I don't look like I'm 57 years old. Probably not. Although I feel like I'm starting to look like my age more because I got this turkey neck thing going on here that I don't like. Suck it up. Get me some of those tapes and just go. I would probably try those tapes, definitely. Oh, now they have this thing, y'all, where you can just like slide this thing right under your skin and pull it back real tight, and it'll make you look like you got a nice thin face. But again, you're going under the skin. I watched a lady do it on a TikTok video. She put it right here. She just injected it right into her skin and just like pulled on it or something. I don't know. It looked terrible and icky. I would not do it. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can do what you want to your skin. It's your skin technically, but why? Yeah, the PDO threading. That's what it was that I saw. Oh, oh, what was it called? Hold on. It wasn't a cream. It's a gel type thing. It's retinol. Retinol serum. This stuff. Um, it really does work. It doesn't last forever. You got to keep putting it on every night. And I get bored. Like it's nice and everything, but I get bored with it. Yeah, I would not. Mm-mm. Yeah, you put it right on the wrinkle, right in the frown line, right here, and up here. My little, see my little wrinkles up there. I'm old, y'all. I got wrinkles in my head. Frown line from worship. Literally, that's how I got it. Yeah, it's pretty much overnight. It stirs up those cells underneath. It says that somewhere on here. Let me see if I can find where it says that. And you get some redness and flushing sometimes when you use it. It means it's working. Let's see. Does it tell me? Corrects the look of deep wrinkles and jowls. Visibly replenishes volume to mature skin. It does all these things. I will say that. It does. It's got green tea in it. It has aloe vera in it, and it's got glycerin for a plump appearance. Retinol. It does have stuff in it. Isopropyl myristate, glycerin, pyrus malis, which is apple fruit extract. Ethylhexyl olivate, cedaryl alcohol, aloe, leaf juice, squalane, Copernicea, Cerifera cera, retinol, propanediol, sodium cocoamide, something or other. I can't even pronounce half this stuff. So maybe that's why I stopped putting it on my skin. Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm putting on it. Yeah, it does something that it stirs up the cells under the skin. Did you? You had a bad reaction to it? I didn't have any reaction to it. Yeah, I didn't use it for very long. I was all impressed with it though. I'm like, oh my gosh, it really did make my wrinkle disappear. My frown line's gone. Oh yeah, it can probably do that. I mean, if you have any allergic reactions to the stuff in it, there's a lot of stuff in it. So yeah, I was excited about it at first, but I'm like, I'm old. Who cares? Yeah, it works with those little cells underneath or something. That's what I read about it somewhere. I don't know. But it does work. I just ordered it online. Probably through eBay or something. Potent anti-wrinkle concentrate. Let's see what it says about what it does. I must have read it on their website or something. But yeah, it said something about rushes the red blood cells or some kind of blood cells to the surface to plump out the skin or something. Ooh, yeah, you don't want to use that then, spoofer. Yes, I have heard of that queen bee. I didn't think of that at the time. I just wanted something quick because I was getting upset over the frown line in my head. Now it's like, whatever. I'm getting old, so I am embracing my age as much as I am comfortable doing so. It's all good, whatever. It's all good till it's not good, right? Oh, wow. 13 years old. Yikes. Yeah, that makes sense, Queen Bee. I have heard that you need to use sunscreen with it because it activates something where you could get really badly burned, and nobody wants cancer and sun problems, skin cancer or whatever. Like I said, I'm not recommending it. Disclaimer, disclaimer, I am not recommending the product. At one point, I tried to recommend it, and now I'm just kind of like over it. Oh, I only put it like here and then up here. They do say to rub it in different places on your face. It says that right on it. Rub it on your jowls. I don't really have jowls. I just have this double chin thing going on. Seems like no matter how much thinner I get, the double chin stays. And it's a Matthewson trait. That was my great grandma's name. And it's very typical of that side of the family to have the double chin or the turkey neck. When you hit your 50s, you're going to have something going on. I guess that's what I have. So, oh well. Anyway, I probably should get going soon. I do go to bed at 9 because I get up pretty early in the morning for my ride to take me to work. So, yeah. I just wanted to pop on because I haven't been on for a while and see who wanted to chat. And I appreciate several of you for coming in and chatting with me. It's been a lovely chat. I like talking to people and not talking to myself. Queen, it was very good to see you again. Queen B, sorry I had to delete your comment. Bombay Beach, nice to see you as always. Yeah, gotta follow directions, spoof. But hey, you were 13. What did you know? That's eighth grade. Eighth graders just want to look good for the guys. Yeah, be careful. It's a chemical. You don't want to misuse a chemical, and there's, like I said, a lot of other stuff in it too in this one. So, well, I don't know about all as well, but it will be when I figure out what's going on with my stomach. I will say the Prilosec I bought is helping a lot. Oh, my blood pressure's high too. That's the other thing we're checking out. So the doctor said I need to call her on the telehealth thing, take my blood pressure cuff, do the blood pressure while she's watching, and show her the numbers over the phone. So then she will decide what to do from there. Hopefully by that time, because that will be next week, I'll be able to get my blood pressure down to normal. She said she needs one normal blood pressure reading from me each year, just one a year. So hopefully it will be normal next time I call her and tell her, hey, I got my blood pressure thing. So that's my next feat of accomplishment. Anyway, I'm going to head off of here so I can get some good sleep. And I probably have dishes to still do, I think, unless I did them all. I can't remember. But I'm going to throw some soup in the pot so I have it for the week. And I will bid you all a fond farewell and good night. See you soon. Shalom, everybody. Talk to you soon.